No, it's been a few nights. Did some research on this record. Tried to do some videos to it, but just couldn't get it down for some reason. Lots to talk about on this record by Duran at number 17. Up from 26. Up 9 from 26. Union of the Snake. Fancy playlist, November 20th, 1983. The album 7 and the Ragged Tiger. Simon Le Bon, lead singer of Duran, influenced by Jim Morrison, impressed by Jim Morrison's body of work as a songwriter, and songs like, Union of the Snake, song titles like Union of the Snake, Hungry Like the Wolf, inspired by Jim Morrison and his lyrics with the Doors, the Doors of Perception, into Duran's wonderland of brilliant lyrics. Although the music of this song itself not quite as original as some of their other records, based largely on Let's Dance by David Bowie as far as the beat of this record is concerned. But this record, one of the interpretations of the snake representing the evil part or the darkest part of the or darkest recesses of the human psyche that overwhelms, consumes the better half of humanity, the better half of yourself, the more cerebral, the more spiritual, whatever. Going a little bit overboard on the interpretation. One possible interpretation of this song, Duran's Union of the Snake. Watch out for the snake, it's gonna bite. Well, it's a bit deep on this fantasy playlist. I tell you what, Duran, they had a successful year here in the States in 1983. Winter of 82 and 83, it was Hungry Like the Wolf. Rio came after that in spring of 83. Summer of 83, Is There Something I Should Know? Got one of the most gripping beginnings, a cappella beginnings I've ever heard. Talk about a hook. Please, please tell me now. Boom, boom, great percussion. I mean, that was a hit record. That was a grand slam. That was a home run, boy. That was a homer right out of the park, right there. Duran. Is there something I should know? But let me go back to England for a minute. For the American audience, the Americans watching this video, because Duran, they started hitting England in 1981. First hit record in England, Planet Earth, went to number 12 in 1981. Then came Girls on Film, which went to number 5. And the song that came after that, My Own Way, in 1983, went to number 14. That's kind of a sort of a pop dance record for Duran. One of their more obscure records, My Own Way, never was put out as a single here in the States that I can recall. 1982, Hungry Like a Wolf. A year before it hit here in the States, went top 5 in England. And then there was Save a Prayer. Save a Prayer, which was released here in the States in 1985. That was another compelling record. Simon Le Bon delivering some compelling vocals on that record. Exotic music in the background, and but that originally came out in England by Duran in 1982. Went to number 2 in Britain. Save a Prayer. Then Rio came out in 1982 for Duran. That was top 10, and they kicked off 1983 when Hungry Like the Wolf was real big here in the States. Is There Something I Should Know? Went to number 1 in England. This album, 7 and the Ragged Tiger, a lot of this was recorded. And you know, Duran, they can afford to have these albums recorded in exotic locales, recorded in the Caribbean at Montserrat, George Martin's Air Studio in Montserrat. Much of this album recorded there, although it was mixed in Australia, mixed at a place called 301 Studios in Australia. I love to get into those specific the details like that, where these albums were produced, recorded, and mixed at. Union of the Snake was the last song to be mixed, to be included in the mix, to be mixed before the tapes were sent off to Duran's record label, the record label they were on, which was EMI. Union of the Snake, well, it was their, let's see, their fourth mega hit here in the States. 1983, and then there was New Moon on Monday, which came after that, 1984, and then you got the Reflex coming out later on in the summer of 84, and Union of the Snake at number 17 on my fantasy playlist, November 20th, 1983.